Okay, we are back once again, and we're still sitting with the New Osogoni chapter officers from Uniben. And I believe Ike had a question that was going to be answered. Go ahead, Ike.
Now, I remember one of you saying that charity begins at home, and I feel that whatever you are doing should reflect not just your academic pursuit or your intellectual development, like you put it, but should have to do with what happens back home, because no matter the way you look at it, you are from a place. So I want to find out whether there is anything you are doing to kind of agitate for what is happening in your ethnic community, like the environmental degradation that is being caused by the multinational oil companies, the injustices that are being done to your community as a result of oil exploration, and the Nigerian question: who benefits from the cake? You know, because like we know, you and I, we know that the Niger Deltans are the bakers of the cake. The sharers of the cake are situated somewhere. Is there any way or anyhow you people are kind of trying to agitate for the environmental degradation, the improvement of the environment, and at the same time thinking about how the lot of the Niger Deltans are going to be bettered, being or leading to the fact or owing to the fact that they baked the cake?
I think I would love to respond to the question. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay.
Yes, I did say that charity begins at home. And of course, in uniting ourselves, we believe that by so doing, we could in future be able to stand out. And standing out means to stand out for our society. NOS Uniben is a union away from home, not because we're outside Nigeria, but we are a bit far away from the state. Rivers State and the distance to Edo State, there's a big disparity. So in trying to agitate for what is the right of our people, now we come down to looking at the leadership factor, because in most of movement for the survival of Ogoni people, we have leaders. Though I will want to critically state that more or less the leaders have failed to realize what is the importance of youth like us in the struggle. We are neglected. I believe the sole reason for that is because of maybe interest and personal values, as the case may be. But we are looking at a possible future when we can stand to say, this is what we want in Ogoni land, this is what we want in Niger Delta, because when it comes to the issue of movement for the survival of Ogoni people, it is not restricted to the Ogoni people particularly, but it is at large the Niger Delta people. When we talk about Ogoni, it is a symbol that represents the Niger Delta people. So we can as well stand out in the future to say, this is what we want, this is what we want the government to do, and so on and so forth. And trying to measure up our agitations with the marginalizations and all the incidents that have been caused by the multinational companies, the government, who are instrumentalists to it, and seeing to other areas of development. But we have certain basic weaknesses. Our weaknesses remains that our leaders refuse to acknowledge the role us youth can play in the struggle. And secondly, our distance away from home has in any way hindered us. And even when I ask my colleagues who are fellow Ogoni students at home, how is the leadership of MOSOP and the government trying to see that youth play an important role? I think what I see is more or less a prescription. There's no truth. There's fairness is a far-fetched issue. So these are some of the basic trends arising. But however, we look at how this union could create individual. Creating individual here, I mean bringing up people who are culturally fit based on training and their membership and identification with the union. So that is the situation.
Thank you.
Thank
and
you very much.
I believe, I'm sorry, give me your...
I'm Cyprian Parker.
Yes, and please speak up a little.
Okay, so based on what you just said, I think one of the things you can use, one of the key things you can use to achieve anything you want to achieve is education. And for us in University of Benin to come together as a union, we believe that through this union we can explore to other places. We can actually merge with other NOS in other schools, and we come up with, let's say, a youth forum that can actually attack this problem. And one thing I found out about Ogoni again is that we've been segregated for a long time. Within ourselves, we feed this day to other cultural groups in Nigeria, like that are dominating us. Especially we talk about the Yorubas, we talk about Igbos, and we talk about Hausas in Nigeria. Those are the major ethnic groups. They kind of dominate in almost all the offices you go, in other places you go in Nigeria. And Niger Delta is a key part of Nigeria. Okay, it's the oil producing part of Nigeria. We will say is the revenue, is where the revenue is being raised and everything. But if you come down home to Niger Delta, you find out that there are people suffering everything. Oil spillage, okay, air pollution and several other things. So I found out that with education, and if we come together in the University of Benin, not just for the welfare of ourselves, or for the welfare of people that will come also to come to join us in the University of Benin, but also extending it to NOS in other part of the world, NOS in the USA, like we know about the existence now, and NOS also in other schools. We can come up with a youth forum that will tackle the problem of Ogoni. And I was talking about segregation here. I was trying to talk about how we are not united even in Ogoni State. I mean, even in Ogoni, in River State, we are not united. We find out that we move from local government to another local government. There's a bit differences in our languages. And some of these things we've not been able to gather. It's just like Yorubas, they have a general language where they speak and everyone hears it. So this is part of the things. This segregation has been a basic issue in our lives. It has been something that has been holding us backward. We've always been seeing ourselves going backward rather than coming together as one. Even in university, we don't have even the power to become. You will find out that people in Ogoni don't come out for governorship election or anything. Rather, they want to support. They want to become like, they want to be appointed to be somebody like us, to be elected as a local government chairman and the other part of this. But they can't come up with the key positions which we used to really enforce ourselves. So I believe coming out of this group, the basic aim of this group is to reach out to other NOS in other schools and come up with a strong force and the forum that we can actually tackle it.
Though with what my friends, my colleagues, the students of my school have just said, there is no big problem there. We are all looking for a way forward, and we are all looking for development in our place, like we said. As a union, we've been discussed and that we met several times just because of this very particular issue. Though we spoke with some other presidents in other schools, like River State Polytechnic, UST, University of Science and Technology, Uniport, Universities of Port Harcourt. We spoke with many of them and we called them into order. That what is going on today, we don't know, is because of the mistakes our leaders made that all this thing is coming up. So we are trying to resolve some other issues because of the union as a body that has stand today. We'll be able to put things in order, and they'll be calling us. Like yesterday, they talked to us the way they are coordinating other people so that we can restrict some other movement, come together as a brothers, sisters. Not only that in Ogoni, but in Niger Delta. People meet us, even at this early stage, they meet us, seek advice from us, we do with them, we don't ignore them because they are not from our ethnic group or other things maybe. So actually, we are looking forward to develop fine, and we are still looking for our leadership, the people that are in positions to change. If there is any problem in their offices, they should talk to other ones who are close to them. So I think our missions is going forward, and that we see it very clear that even the people, other students in USA, in other countries, when they talk to us on Facebook, we see that things is going well with them, and we don't have any problem with them. Like the area of our place, that is settled for now. Even when we get the information from the communities, from the state, as of yesterday, there's no problem. Everything is moving gradually. So we believe God is still with us and everything is working for us. So I don't have much to say. That is the video contribution I can make to it.
Thank you. Okay, welcome back, Laka. We are back with your side of the table now. Was there any other issues that you wanted to talk about?
Yes, I want to throw a little light on the issue of agitation as it concerns the Niger Delta issue, the Mosop issue. You know, we had a leader that laid a foundation, who is the person of Kensaro Wiwa. He laid a foundation that paved the way, especially for the Ogoni people, to be known. And he dealt with the issue of underdevelopment. And it is on this platform that I believe that if we must grow as a people, we should stand. Kensaro Wiwa did not politicize Mosop. He fought for the people. He didn't carry arms like people do. He did it with intelligence. He did it with pain. And that is what I want to tell every other person, that in the forefront of fighting for the Mosop issue, to do it the way our fathers did it. They did not do it because they had an interest in it. They did it wholeheartedly because of the people. So that is just a little I want to say about that.
Thank you. Thank you.
And to add, I want to say that Kensaro Wiwa in the struggle and with the leadership of Movement for the Survival of the Ogoni people, I want to see it as a movement of activism and more or less radicalism. But the current leadership that are emerging today, the current people that are leaders today, they are more or less conservative people and value-oriented individuals, profit-seeking individuals, if I should put it that way. Then I will want to add that Kensaro Wiwa stood for the Ogoni people in this dimension, and it was good because in Nigeria is a developing state where when it comes to agitating for environmental degradation, marginalization, and so on and so forth, it does not require a kind of imbecile human being who have just fears surrounding him as though he is in a cave to carry ahead such a struggle. It requires people who are ready to even pay their price, just as Ken use their life, to say, to pay the price, just as Ken Saro rightly did. Yes, it requires people who can stand out and speak out. If you're not, if somebody who is not speaking is not heard, somebody who is just hiding in the cave, trying to cornerside issues and all that, cannot do this work very, very well. So, the disparity between Kesaruwa leadership of Movement for the Survival of the Ogoni people and the current leadership we have with Barrister Ledu Mite is just very, very clear. Ledu Mite is more or less conservative. He's not an activist. He is trying to look at ways by which he calls it intellectual struggle that involves himself trying to dialogue. But in this third world, we don't see, most time dialogue don't work. It doesn't at all. So we thank God so much that with time, our leadership will be able to change, and if there be need for redirection of focus, they should better do. Because just as he rightly said, there is a politicization of the movement for the survival of Ogoni people, even as it stands now. And even the Niger Delta movement of Otu. Niger Delta movement has been politicized because of profit-seeking individuals who want their belly filled and so many other things. So that is to tell you that the struggle is suffering from leadership factors and individualism.
Thank you.